Spokesperson Steve Mabona. Steve, good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for coming through. Details were really sketchy a little earlier on. Do you have anything now?
Look, we can confirm that he's actually a 19-year-old learner, a grade 11, who was probably accosted on his way to the school. Because when you look at the incident, it happened very close to the school. And we have actually neighbors who volunteered information to the police, which the video footages which might assist on their investigation. But there's a suspicion that some learners in the neighboring school might have answers, for us on what might have transpired. But we're going to give the police an opportunity to conduct their investigation, then we'll know from there. But quite a sad incident that occurred today.
Very sad indeed, of course. So, as you say, we also reporting that he was attacked by a group of people. So you're saying that it's not necessarily learners from the same Mondeor High School. It may be learners from the schools in the area around. Yes,
according to the information at our disposal, and that has been shared with the police, it's not confirming that it's learners in the same school. There's a suspicion then that the learners from the neighboring school might assist with the answers, and who will then be led by the police on the investigation.
Of course, the investigations are still continuing, but we believe that his cell phone was stolen. Do we know the motive of the attack as it is now?
Look, currently we are not sure on what actually the motive was, and hence police will then have to assist us. But I mean, for us, we had to go to the school just to make sure that we support the learners and make sure that our psychosocial unit is there to provide necessary counseling and break the news, set news, to the schooling community to say this is what have transpired. But also because the grapevine will go in the community that probably, learners from the neighboring school might have, to answer on this. But then MEC was saying learners must not even think about revenge, because what we're saying, if they have information or anyone that might have been with the learner need to come forward and give that information to the police so that the investigation is successful. So we really rely on the police, but there's confirmation from them because they've elevated the case now. It's at the provincial office. I mean, the general was there to confirm that they are taking this matter serious, and also confirmed that they're actually now putting the schools very close to them to say, look at what is happening around our schools. I mean, we are attacked almost every week, and we feel that we really need protection.
So surely you must have had some interactions with the learners from the school. What are they saying? Could there be squabbles between the different high schools in the area?
Look, the issue of gangs is a problem in some of the schools, and hence MEC was saying if you want to participate in gangsterism, you are not welcome in our space. And what we're going to be putting an emphasis on is the workshop that we are actually running in different schools with the teddy bear clinic. Look at the repercussions of your learner that is involved in criminal activity. What is it that is going to be happening to him or her? I mean, we're talking about all those girls that are fighting in our schools and the violence that is perpetuated in our schools. To say, if you land in the police hands and the court process, you might, end your future. So those workshops will continue just to sensitize our learners in the school that they don't need to involve themselves in gangs or fighting amongst each other.
Yeah, and one cannot really begin to imagine how the boys' parents are feeling at this current moment. At times you just drop your child off at school in the morning and the next thing you get a phone call that your child is no more. Have you seen the parents? Has the MEC spoken to the parents to the boy?
Definitely. I mean, when we arrived at the scene, actually parents were still there, aside the learner. While we're still waiting for the other element of the police, those that must comb the crime scene and take necessary evidence. look, it was quite sad. The MEC managed to console them, assured them that they will be there as a department, but quite distraught, parents. And it was worse when the pathologist or the forensic guys came to collect the body. It was sad. It was bad because the mother could not contain herself. She was crying, and you could understand that. I mean, if you in the morning you know that your child is going to school and you are called within an hour that you must come and then verify, your child that is being stabbed and died in that fashion. It's quite sad.
It's horrific. No parent deserves really to go through such horror. So you talk about a workshop between the Department of Education and Teddy Bear Clinic. What is the problem? I know MEC Lesufi has had to attend to a number of incidents that we have seen, of course, on social media. He was just at Crystal Park High School earlier this week, and now this. What needs to happen here? Because some people are saying that this is a societal issue. It takes a village to raise a child. So where do we start in all of this? Do you think this is just a particular problem that can be handled by the Education Department on its own?
No, on our own, it's bigger than us, because remember, when that incident of phones of, Lumanis that happened in Deep Kloof, where children decided to rape the other child, when we're interacting with the parents, I mean, some parents will tell you that, look, the children don't listen. But if they don't listen, parents, and then who are they going to listen to? So as parents, we have a biggest responsibility to make sure that we assist in the, raising our children, making sure that the discipline is the, order of the day. And when we send our children to school, we need to know that they are handed over to educators who must make sure that they educate, they teach in the classroom. They can't be social workers. They can't be now all other things that are expected to be, because it's a strain to them as well, educators. The environment must be conducive for teaching and learning, but now you can't expect them to go overboard and do things that they're not expected to do.
So quickly, have classes been suspended at the school?
Look, we are indebted to the staff and the entire management of the school. They managed to contain the situation. They continued with the classes. And when MEC arrived at the school, he was given an opportunity to address only the grade 11 and 12s, because this was a grade 11. But school was not affected really, and we offered counseling. So tomorrow our professionals will still go back to the school to offer necessary counseling. Those that need counseling, they will be offered that. But you'll understand that now we must interact with parents, make sure that we facilitate the memorial service and support them on the funeral arrangements.
All right, Steve, we'll leave it at this. Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you.
All right. Many thanks there to Steve Mabona. He is Gauteng Education spokesperson, talking to us, of course, about this horrific incident that happened at Mondeor High School this morning, where a 19-year-old grade 11 learner was stabbed to death.